Oh my God, very, very much annoying. I know some of you are really annoyed, and I know some of you really expected it. If I told you went by my words, I told you let's not go to the Emirates with high expectations because the records never favored us in the recent past. It's hard for us to obviously get a win that side, and I told you that we last got a win I think in 2017-2018 season. That's when the last winning win there, 3-2, and Paul Ebile Pogba got a red card, and Arsenal brought all the force to us, and we found ourselves in the situation of obviously getting to where we deserve to be. So welcome to United Matters channel. I know most of you might be furious, but that's what you get when things don't go your way. That is it. Because when you really create limited chances, when you don't control the midfield, when you leave the ball to your opponents to obviously use it, obviously at a point X, they really threaten you. The moment your levels of concentration really drop a little bit, you are really deemed or really doomed to lose. And that's what happened at the Emirates. I exactly knew what was going to happen in that game. We are not going to have a lion's share of the possession, though the first half had stats of us having 55 and us not having 45, but we had all that possession because of Andre Onana doing his things, and we played that ball in our half. Every time we happened to really play that ball in the half of Arsenal, we lost it, meaning that Arsenal had a better midfield and they fought the midfield battle and won it. So this is really bad for the club of Manchester United because injuries are obviously becoming as injuries. I've seen Lisandro Martinez walk off the field of play, and what crossed my mind was, is this another metatarsal? That really crossed my mind because I don't really see us having some good covers. Luke Shaw is injured. Lisandro Martinez got an injury. How are we going to line up in the next games? Because we are really doing the worst of the job at the club of Manchester United. And you just really feel pity for Erik ten Hag that injuries are catching up on him early enough this season. You would have anticipated that Varane would have been injured, Luke Shaw, Gabriel Malacia, and now Lisandro Martinez joins them. We don't know for how long he's going to spend when he's really injured, because he just sat down and saw himself really go off the field of play. So negatives becoming negatives, and that game obviously showed us that we can obviously play well, but we need another player like Amrabat in the middle of the park. That is it. In that game, if you have Amrabat and Casemiro in that midfield, you don't even need to start Anthony, because Anthony was a total shit. There is nothing he did on that field of play. For the first goal that we concede, it's because he relaxes on the center line after Arsenal restarted the game after we scored, and he saw to it that we never had numbers and he never tracked back to obviously expose Aaron Bissaka to that situation that resulted into us obviously getting a goal. Shouldn't start. Bruno, you play him right, you get Casemiro, Eriksen, and Sofian Amrabat in that midfield to obviously win it all, because Sofian Amrabat provides you with a physicality. He can carry that ball through the midfield using his energy and obviously try to work out something. He has a very good passing range that he can easily see Bruno Fernandes off the wide right and maybe Rashford or Garnacho wide left, and he can even release the center forward Rasmus Højlund or Antoine Martial into the required time that you obviously want him to do. So to me, I find it as a game that finds us unprepared for the season, and that goes back to the Glazers for not obviously getting Sofian Amrabat early enough, because last season we went to Arsenal and Casemiro was out, and we lost 3-2. Today we've went there without Rafael Varane, without Lisandro Martinez, without Luke Shaw, and we've gone ahead to lose 3-1. I really thought that if I only had our first team all in, I would have gone ahead to call in for a result, like a win at Arsenal, because I thought that this game can be obviously be won by Man United. We lacked what we call some bit of intensity in the midfield, but kudos to Eriksen for that pass that he does to find out Marcus Rashford to obviously see him really win the game of football. We are having lots of negatives and some positives into this game of football, but we almost played the entire first half into our half, and we never really threatened Arsenal. That is it. When you look at the other negative, Anton Martial had no service, and the only time he got the ball in the box, he forced Aaron Ramsdale to make a nearby save, a near post save. So it shows you that our midfield needed to work out lots of things better and better and better and better to take us to where we deserve to be. So the midfield couldn't connect with the attack a lot. That's why you saw to it that we never really had enough shots on target. And Lindelof had a hole that he did in the first half that obviously I looked at and said, no way, that is not something you do, and he got even a yellow card. But Arsenal had 9 corners in the first half. It shows you that they are all of us, and they put us almost to the sword, they really got many of those. So we had 279 passes, Arsenal had 212, but almost 90% of those passes were into the half of Man United. I know the game plan that Erik ten Hag came in through Andrew Onana to obviously waste time and obviously kill off the pressure of Arsenal. One of the credits I give Man United was they never danced to the tunes of Arsenal. However much Arsenal tried to take the game to the next level, every time we got that ball, we slowed it down. And I think that would have been a very good a very good formula to obviously play against every big team away from home when you're having Sofian Amrabat and Casemiro in the double pivot and Eriksen, because you'll 100% know that those three players are obviously going to really own that point in the midfield and obviously see us go through to where we deserve to be as a club of Manchester United. So for that, Erik ten Hag did it well, and these players of United never invited pressure from Arsenal. Every time they had the ball, they really played like they were at Old Trafford, but we couldn't go through the central midfield in there for you. So Anthony, to me, obviously was the worst player on the field of play. He comes on through and obviously did the worst for the club of Manchester United. So lots of things really happened in this game, but the stats are obviously not going our way. We are not improving any better compared to last season as far as the games we played away from home are really concerned. The 2 games we're going to have to play away from home this season, we're going to have to lose them all. That is bad. That is very bad, because at Arsenal, at least would have gone ahead to force out something. But you look at the injuries that we had before coming to this game, and losing Lisandro Martinez, to me by then, him and Eriksen were the best players on the field of play. Lindelof goes off, you bring in Harry Maguire and Evans playing together for the very first time. It obviously called in for that. But the first goal we concede, it's obviously poor marking. We lacked compactness around the 18 yards box area and in the middle of the park. It obviously looks like the other goal that Man City scored against us in the 15 seconds as we played into the FA Cup finale. It looks more so the same, because Gundogan gets a hit of the ball when no one is marking him, like Odegaard really gets. Very, very, very sloppy, and obviously we looked bad into that. Second goal, I think we defended poorly. That's it. That's defending of the poorest order, because you need to know who is really the last man, and it's a man-to-man marking, meaning that with Arsenal having some players at the center line and the other player really bringing the corners, Bukayo Saka, that means we are having very many bodies into that. At least you have Garnacho marking onto that position, and I give kudos to Arsenal for having gone ahead to craft out something like that obviously brought us to where we are as a team of Manchester United. So as it stands, it's obviously one of those days that you really get to know that the best team obviously took the game, and we defended past the 90th minute, 95th minute. We saw ourselves conceding the goal from Rice. But that is what you get when you don't have a very good bench. Arsenal lifts up 3 players from their bench to come onto the field of play to obviously face us. They faced us, and Jesus, Fabio Vieira, And Tomiyasu, that quality is really immense. They even had an extra of Jorginho to bring on the field of play. So it shows you that Arsenal are really having a better team than us, and they are really a little bit a step ahead than us. But I really believe that the game against Brighton and other games, we're really going to be really looking far much better, because our team is not all that worse. If at all Sofiane Amrabat is there, Rafael Varane comes back, Mason Mount comes back, Akobi Menu, Malacia, and very many others. If our team and squad is obviously fully fit and back, then you obviously understand that things will obviously go on as planned by the manager. There was a penalty appeal that VAR went ahead and obviously dislodged, and I think it wasn't a penalty. It wasn't a penalty, but that all takes us to where United was in that entire game. We let Arsenal in our final third. We let Arsenal in the final third have a ball a lot, and we couldn't obviously see them off the game. They really had to really get this game away. I told you that a win is written over this game, and the best result we could get from this game was a draw. And you saw that we are next to a draw. Not so, we were next to a draw that really never came to pass. Alejandro Garnacho scoring some good goal, but it was really ruled out because of offside, and that was obviously what we had to offer. That means that all our chances were labored, or we are reliant onto us counter-attacking, playing in transition, and that's what really showed up on the day. Arsenal had 17 shots, we had 10, 5 shots on target by Arsenal. United had 2, 55% ball possession by Arsenal and 45 ball possession by Man United. 531 passes completed by Arsenal, 456 passes completed by Man United. 87% ball possession by 87% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 84% ball possession, 84% passing accuracy by United. 8 fouls by Arsenal, 7 fouls by United. 2 yellow cards to Arsenal and 3 to Man United. Andre Onana got 1 for time wasting. Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez. Those are the 3 yellow cards that we got. 0 red cards to both sides. 2 offside to Arsenal, 1 offside to Man United. 12 corners to Arsenal and 3 corners to Man United. That's how ugly it really went down at the Emirates. When you look at the table right now, it's really one of those that you wouldn't like to see the position of Man United. Man City, 12 points, 4 games maximum points. Tottenham, 10 points. Liverpool are having 10 points. West Ham are having 10. Arsenal are having 10. Brighton, 9. Crystal Palace, 7. Brentford, 6. Nottingham, 6. Aston Villa, 6. United, 6. And Man United is 11th onto the table. And it shows you how tough this is really getting. But you obviously get to know that we can get better and better and better and better ever after the international break. Our prayers should be that let's not get more injuries after the international break or during the international break, because that will obviously make it worse. And one will say, you rule out our season. No, I don't rule out the season of Man United, because they're just 4 games in, 34 games left, and if at all we can obviously pick up what we are supposed to get and play as a team of Man United, I think we are going to become a better team. Sofiane Amrabat gets into that team. Rasmus Højlund is here. We now don't have any worry. Even if Antoine Martial is injured, we have a new center forward, and he has shown us that he's really fast. He can fight for the ball, and that is a huge positive that we've gotten from that. But Rasmus Højlund playing his first match, he has those flicks, chop-ons, back heels, and he's really going to hit the ground running according to me, because against Brighton, I think we're going to have a better game at Old Trafford, and Rasmus Højlund will be in. And the beauty of it is, he's going to the international break, 2 games in. Those are like close to 180 minutes in his legs, and that means going to come back fresh and ready to really hit the ground running. That is it, and I think that's what I had for you as a match reaction for Arsenal 3, Man United 1. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And the living to God bless you abundantly. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum. And your reactions to United 3, Arsenal 3, Man United 1 are welcome in the comment section below. I know it's not the result you wanted, but I warned you guys, because our history with Arsenal at Emirates was not good. When you accompany on the way we've gone ahead to do away from home this season, previous season, you obviously get to know that we deserve to be the denominator into this fixture, and Arsenal have resulted as the numerator by scoring 3, and they conceded 1 from Man United. Ciao, ciao.